6. The sole number of every Apeiron leader. Well, the chair is in the middle of the room. Please, take a seat. The scale of your soul has tilted. The balance needs to be restored. Pursuing perfection only allows one's scale to stay in balance, not go beyond it.
The rules of discipline are also included in the maxims. It will deal mental damage to 2 enemies, and inflict any 2 debuffs from collection of debuffs for 2 rounds. If 6 only has 4 Eureka points or below, he will gain Eureka from casting incantations of different star levels. Although you only have a 1 in 3 chance to receive these buffs, once you receive them, you'll have a 100% probability of having them. Life sounds better this way, right? It's the leader's obligation to set his people on the right path. 6 can dispel any 2 of the debuffs on one of his allies, and endows this ally with any 2 buffs from collection of buffs. As the incantation is upgraded, 6 will be capable of dispelling more debuffs for his ally. If he has sufficient points of Eureka, he will consume a certain amount and inflict Empower Incantation 1 on his target for 2 rounds. As you can see, there are just as many additional effects as Apeiron's maxims. Lucky for us, we don't need to memorize every one of them. You just have to pay a little bit more attention to it during the battle. In dealing with the imbalanced soul, 6 would take a more effective approach, and deals mental damage to them. If he has sufficient points of Eureka, he will consume a certain amount in the attack, and based on the debuffs his target has, 6 will deal extra mental damage to a certain limit. After the first insight, 6 will unlock Inheritance Advocator of Knowledge. At the end of every round, if any one of his allies has 4 or more buffs, 6 will receive 1 Eureka point in return. What's more, if his targets have debuffs inflicted on them, 6's damage will be increased accordingly. In addition, the upper limit of 6's Eureka will be enhanced. When he reaches Insight 3, the Inheritance will also be strengthened. At the beginning of every round, one of the buffs in Collection of Buffs will be given to all allies, and the buff will last for 2 rounds. Before he casts his ultimate, the Inheritance will also inflict any 2 of the debuffs from Collection of Debuffs on all enemies. The debuffs will also last for 2 rounds.
A spinning wheel is meant to turn around, just like fate is bound to happen. In many cases, we don't have a choice.
The moment of silence.
No worries.
Learn from silence.
Breathe.
The moment of utterance.
No worries.
Benefit from reading.
Come back to me.
The moment of utterance.
No worries.
Benefit from reading.
Wisdom only shelters one from ignorance, not from pain. Is there another level of perfection upon perfection? My duty lies with you. At last, a perfect tragedy. Victory secured. I should excuse myself. At one point or another, suspicion started to grow within me. Are you seeking my service? The future is as eternal and true as this island. It was there long before anyone was there, and stays the same after everybody is gone. Time for ears to listen. Time for tongues to speak of truth. We walk in long nights. Maybe I'm not the perfect leader, but I will fulfill my duty as 6.